Last night on MasterChef Australia.
Sam, your dream has got to end, but not today.
A surprise result as 3 chefs were spared from elimination.
Huge relief.
Tonight, Chris goes head-to-head in a celebrity cook-off.
I'm really excited about getting in there and getting on with it.
Will the amateur have what it takes to beat the pro at their own signature dish?
I've got a really good chance at winning this competition.
I've eaten this dish, and it's a cracker.
This is make or break time, okay?
I'm so screwed here.
At stake, the chance to fast-track to the final week of the competition.
Very, very similar. Hard to tell the difference.
It's a Celebrity Chef Challenge today. It's Chris's time to shine in the spotlight, and we're really excited for him to cook off against the chef.
I definitely think Chris has what it takes to win this challenge.
Today is the reward for winning the French invention test.
Chris, what are you doing?
Steak tartare, classic French dish.
The winner is Chris.
You are really looking like a real chef, yeah?
Chris, you'll be returning here in just a couple of days to cook off against one of Australia's most respected chefs. Congratulations.
It's a little weird putting on my chef whites this morning, purely from the point of view that I'm not a chef. Not yet, anyway. My dream is to open up a Beer Masons restaurant. If I tick all the boxes in the MasterChef competition, it will make the Beer Masons restaurant a reality. Today's a huge opportunity to go through the finals, plus learn something from a professional chef. I have absolutely no idea who it might be. It could be Tetsuya or some juggernaut chef like that that'll just squash me like a bug. I'm really excited about getting in there and getting on with it.
I think it's the first time I've actually seen Chris look a bit nervous. It's good to know the Iceman actually can melt a bit.
Chris, you're standing here because you delivered that great steak tartare in the invention test. You're standing here because we believe that you have the potential to win this challenge.
It's kind of weird when the judges say to me that they're confident in my abilities and I've got a really good chance at winning this competition. It does give me a real confidence boost.
You have the opportunity now to fast-track your way through to the final week of MasterChef Australia.
Chris, you must be thrilled standing here. What a fantastic opportunity. And Julia, of course, she proves that it can be done.
9 out of 10.
It makes you the winner.
If you're willing, I'd love to be a part of mentoring you.
Thank you so much.
You're going to get the best experience here that I could possibly give you.
It's my first day at the pantry today. I'm here because I won the Celebrity Chef Challenge and was fast-tracked through to the finals, and because Pete Evans offered me some work experience here.
So I'm going to show you how to cook the perfect piece of tuna. What I really want to teach Julia while she's here is passion of food. I'm pretty sure when we're finished with Julia, she will give the other contestants a real good run for their money.
So, Chris, you ready to find out who your competition is today?
I am.
I can reveal you'll be cooking off against one of Australia's most esteemed female chefs. She's a multi-award-winning chef who was mentored by Maggie Beer and Gay Bilson. Her Sydney restaurant, Bird Cow Fish, has been awarded a very coveted chef's hat. Please welcome Chef Alex Herbert.
As
As soon as I hear that it's bird cowfish, I know it's Alex Herbert. Celebrity chefs to me are like footy players.
I'm Alex Herbert. I'm the head chef and co-owner of Bird Cowfish. I've been involved in the food industry for well over 25 years. I cook because it just feels really right. You need to be extremely committed, passionate, and I think it needs to be one of your biggest priorities. It's about satisfying what drives you.
So the rules of engagement. Basically, you'll be cooking the same dish. To give Chris a fighting chance, you get the recipe, you get a 30-minute head start, and you get a chance to taste Alex's dish, which of course is one of her signatures.
Of course it is.
Okay, well, I've chosen to cook potato gnocchi. We're going to do it with a sauteed prawn and burnt butter sauce. It's intrinsically quite a simple dish, but it is going to challenge you in certain ways that I think will really show your true colours.
So tell me, Chris, have you cooked gnocchi before?
To be honest, last time I made gnocchi, it kind of turned out like potato soup, so this should be quite interesting.
Risotto, Caesar salad, gnocchi, the three most abused dishes in Australian kitchens. We know them as the death dish. It's a dish I'm always going to order when I walk into a restaurant, because it tells you where the chef sits. I've eaten this dish at Bird Cowfish, and it's a cracker.
I'm so screwed here.
The way those prawns pop in your mouth, the pillows of gnocchi that are there when you bite into them and have a bit of spring, and then suddenly, magically, have gone.
Matt, myself and George will be leaving the room. So it's a blind taste test. We won't know who's cooked what dish.
Good luck. You'll need it.
Yes. Good.
It looks fantastic. There's prawns in it as well. It's something that I'd love to eat one day.
The gnocchi is so beautiful and light. It's incredible. I just thought this is going to be really difficult to achieve.
The dish is composed of two parts, essentially. First of all, you're actually making the gnocchi, and then the second crucial part is when you're cooking it and putting it together with the burnt butter verjuice sauce and combining those two simultaneously. So the timing of putting the dish together is crucial.
Every element in the dish is tricky, from overcooking the prawns to the burnt noisette.
Where could Chris go critically wrong here? What could be the big thing he could stuff up?
Everything.
Good luck, Chris. Your time starts now.
I have an hour and 45 minutes to cook the dish. Alex has half an hour less than that.
For today's challenge, I chose potato gnocchi with sauteed prawns in burnt butter and verjuice.
It's going to be tricky for me. I'm really out of my comfort zone with gnocchi.
Potato gnocchi is a very hard dish to cook, but I reckon that man can pull it off.
First thing I do is put the potatoes on, because they're the thing that's going to take 30-odd minutes at least to cook. And then I start prepping all the other bits and pieces.
So you're going to bear in mind that when we cook the prawns for that dish, you get a bit of shrinkage.
Yep.
So don't cut them to the size that it was when you tasted it.
Yeah.
You still want them to be lovely and juicy in the middle.
It's a real last-minute dish, so the more organised I am in the beginning, the easier it is going to be for me to throw it together at the last minute.
OK, so now you're onto the sage.
Yep, so it's a matter of melting some butter and then frying the sage to get crispy sage to garnish it. So throw them in now. Is that hot enough? There's a lot of little stages there that can go completely wrong.
The butter's starting to talk to you.
Yep.
What's it saying?
Just saying, put the sage in.
Chris, you've had 30 minutes of a head start. Alex, it's now your turn to start cooking. You've both got an hour and 15 minutes to finish your dishes.
All right. See you on the other side.
All right. Half an hour in, Alex races over and puts her potatoes on because that's her big concern as well, is getting those cooked.
Looking at how Alex is operating in that kitchen is pure experience. She knows what she has to do, she knows exactly how long it's going to take, she knows where everything's at, and she's in control.
I was really concerned about the potatoes. Because they had to cook for so long, they did blister an awful lot. I was getting quite concerned that they were going to get overcooked and waterlogged.
Chris, are your potatoes cooked yet?
Almost there.
Are they splitting?
Yep.
Have you tested them?
Yep.
Almost, huh?
You think they're done?
I think they're done. So this is make or break time.
Yeah, Alex is still giving me quite a bit of time. She was still waiting for the potatoes to cook. She'd prepped everything else.
Look at that. That's like sawdust.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
The hardest thing about making this dish is getting the balance between the potato and the flour correct so that your gnocchi stay together but they're still light and fluffy. If you put in too much flour, if you overwork the potatoes, this is all stuff that can go horribly, horribly wrong.
It feels very light.
Good.
Which is what you want. For somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, it felt kind of right. It felt light.
Guys, you've got 30 minutes left. 30 minutes.
I was really just waiting for these potatoes to cook. And I was resisting the temptation to, hurry it along because I knew in my heart that if I did that, then I'd only end up paying for it later on.
Your potatoes done yet?
Nearly.
Chris is working, Alex is calmly watching him. I'm still thinking, what about your potatoes?
Chris and Alex, it's 15 minutes to go.
There was this sense that time was ticking, but there was actually nothing that I could do. Doing okay for time?
Yeah. I can do a few test runs now. I've decided to make 2 test dishes. So it's a matter of melting some butter, getting it to brown, cooking the prawns, adding the capers and the verjuice to get that sauce made. I put the prawns in a little bit quick so they overcook a bit too fast.
You have to make sure that you don't overcook the prawns. I mean, no one wants hard rubbery prawns.
All right, guys, 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
Yes, time was running out, so I actually needed to finish this dish. But also, when you're under pressure like that, that's when you make silly mistakes.
The gnocchi comes up a bit quicker than I expected, so I need to get that timing right with the gnocchi and the sauce before I serve up the final one.
I look at Alex and I'm quite concerned because now she's making the gnocchi and again she only needs to plate 1 plate. But she's rolling and rolling.
What I'm worried about is the fact that my dough is not holding together as well as it should.
Chris is just doing some test runs to perfect it.
I like my beurre noisette pushed quite far. I don't know what the judges are going to think of that. They might want a bit more restraint, but I can only cook it the way I prefer.
She's taking her time rolling and I'm getting actually quite agitated and annoyed that I can't see this happening.
Basically, I wasn't happy with the first few rows that I did. So I'm starting to think, okay, well, what happens if I do cook really bad gnocchi today?
Yeah, as I look down and there's only a few minutes to go, I actually see Alex is still making her gnocchi, so I'm actually a little bit concerned as to whether she's going to play it on time.
Chris and Alex, 1 minute left.
So I start to prepare my dish.
Last few moments before Sarah calls time, Alex finally is in the process of actually completing a dish.
That was literally down to the last minute. The last 10 seconds, it was just literally on the plate.
Guys, time is up.
I'm happy with the way it looks, and I've actually got gnocchi on the plate for the very first time in my cooking life.
Chris, please bring your dish forward. And Alex, please bring your dish to the bench.
My dish is plate 1. Alex's dish is plate 2.
Our 3 judges will taste both your dishes, and they'll each give a score out of 10. The person with the highest combined total out of 30 will win.
Look, it's a really nice gnocchi. Whoever made this has made it before. I will say, though, that I think the prawns have cooked too long. In saying that, it's not unpleasant. It's really nice. It's nice and prawny. You get that lemon flavour.
The gnocchi's beautiful. It's nice and light. It's not rubbery. It's not like a bullet.
And the prawns need to be popping. See, when you bite into a prawn, a great prawn kind of resists the teeth, and suddenly you bite through it, so you got to pop like that.
OK, it's time to taste plate number 2. The gnocchi, very, very similar. Very, very similar. Hard to tell the difference.
From the verjuice. I love the flavour of this one a little bit more than the last one. It's a bit more zing in it, but I love the gnocchi in the last one. This is like, you know, we're going into a penalty shootout here, honestly. They're much of a muchness.
The sage on this one I pick up, which is... To me, it tastes much more alive, much more vibrant. The prawns ping and pop in your mouth. The sage is really kind of herbal. However, if you're sitting at home and you're wanting that kind of whole, you know, filling, mashed potato-y, dark butter, kind of rich, you know, salty intensity that the other dish had, then, you know, I can see in terms of you put the 2 down in front of different people. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we scored the dishes. Let's go and let them know our decision.
Chris, you've just cooked off against esteemed chef Alex Herbert. You both cooked a potato gnocchi with prawns, burnt butter and crispy sage. Now, our 3 judges have tasted both your dishes and given them a score out of 10 without knowing who cooked which dish. Now, Chris, if you win today, you'll be heading home to return in the final week of the MasterChef competition with a very clear shot at the title. Well, judges, I can now tell you that plate 1 belonged to Chris. Gary, your thoughts on plate 1?
Well, I gave plate 1 7 out of 10. The nut brown butter was a little bit, you know, intense, and the prawns were a wee bit overcooked. But you know what? I'd pay good money for that, and I think you did a fine job. Thank you.
8 out of 10. Yeah, okay, and the prawns were a tad overcooked, but hey, you know what? It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Matt, over to you.
6 out of 10. Brown butter was a little bit overdone, and the prawns were a little bit too cooked. Having said that, as a first effort, very impressive.
Well, Chris, that's a score of 21 out of a possible 30. Well done. Of course, plate 2 was Alex's. Gary, what score did you give Alex's dish?
Gave it 8 out of 10. Thank you for a beautiful dish.
Oh, thank you very much.
9 out of 10. The flavour was just magical, and the prawn was cooked to perfection.
Well, Chris, Alex has scored 17 so far. You have a total score of 21, which means Alex needs to score 5 or more from Matt to win. Matt, please reveal your score and the winner of today's challenge.
Out of 10.
Congratulations, Alex. That gives you a total score of 25, which makes you the winner of today's Celebrity Chef Challenge.
Alex, on behalf of Matt, George and myself, and of course Chris and Sarah, we thank you for coming in today and imparting some of your knowledge, certainly showing Chris how to make a fantastic gnocchi. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure being here. All the best.
Thank you so
I'm sure
much.
you're doing really well.
That's great.
Okay, see you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Alex.
Chris, well done today. Treasure that recipe, and you never know, we might be in that beer bar eating gnocchi, maybe with braised lamb shanks through it or something. I can see that on the menu. Brilliant, well done, top job.
I rate today really, really highly. It's given me one more dish that I can actually develop into something that's going to suit where I'm heading with the beer business. So it's been invaluable. It's been one of the best experiences so far.
Tomorrow night on MasterChef Australia.
Your job is to feed lunch to the masses.
2 teams take part in our biggest challenge yet.
You've got 4 hours to make as much money as you can.
Who will have what it takes to please the public?
50,000 people, guys, make us proud.
Come and get it, come and get it.
You get thrown into the deep end and you just cook for your life.
At stake for the losing team, the prospect of elimination.
For one of you, the MasterChef title is about to be put out of reach.
All's fair in love and war, isn't it?